GameWorn Radio is on the air.
Hey! Shelton scores! Popping the Cordova, baby! We're going bowling. Now, let's go on Moose on a Harley. The fires, he scores! LA face with an Oakland booty. Make me a bicycle. They score! Bowmeister paid that man his money.
GameWorn Radio.
Hey everybody, it's Derek with GameWorn Radio. I'm joined with Doc, Dan, Marco, Tom, and our new guy Brett. And we're going to be taking a recap of the past month because we've been on hiatus for a little bit. So we're going to talk about some recent events. Before the show started, we were talking about some of the things we wanted to address. And I think one of the big pending things would be the recent auctions on NHL auctions. Am I right?
That's right.
NHL,
Oh my God!
AHL,
Please
they're all
don't
over
with
the
the
place.
Arnold. Oh my God!
It's going all day.
Oh my God! Could you?
Yeah, we
warn
also have
people at
Arnold
the very
Schwarzenegger
least?
joining the podcast.
Yeah.
So what can I do for
right,
you?
yeah. Good call, Doc. Yeah, we have Arnold on the podcast.
I
And-
hear you.
For fuck's
I am kind of surprised about the pricing. Of course, there's a little time to go yet. March 3rd is when the All-Star bidding ends. John Scott's jersey is only $1,400.
Oh, it's only $1,400.
What?
That's
And
it.
relatively
no
for all
way.
that's for relatively. I mean, we're in the second half of Game 2. $1,400 and ends March 3rd. Has 7.
idiot.
Dude, I swear to God, Derek, we're gonna fuck.
My question to all that, the All-Star jerseys is, how many did they actually wear? Do they just like...
This time it was 1 per half per game. So it looks like the winning team wore 4. Then you have the All-Star skills comp and probably media day shoots.
They actually showed it on the NBC Sports Network. In between the halves, they should have changed the jerseys.
How many jerseys are we talking about per player, on average?
I would say coming out of the weekend, 7 or 8.
6.
Oh my God, 7 or 8, and there are fucking what, 40 All Stars? That means there's 280 All Star jerseys. What the fuck?
Why not?
Because Arnold, that's ridiculous. I swear to God.
Yeah.
And I know the players get to keep one, and doesn't the team get one back? It's still just ridiculous that they flood the market with them, but I guess they don't care is basically what it comes down to.
If people are willing to pay... If those people are willing to pay that much price, why just do one when you could just bring up a bunch and make more money off of it? Because it's
Well,
pretty much
that's
turning
like
into
essentially
business
what
now.
we talk about every single fucking week. We're like, why would they release so many jerseys? We talk about this shit all the time.
They just
I
don't
swear
care.
I will not kill anyone.
I will fucking kill you, Derek, if you keep playing fucking Schwarzenegger clips.
So angry.
I am angry. Oh, I got a big announcement, guys.
Do you
at
need
some
it? Do you
point
need it?
today?
Do you want to do it right now?
No, I don't know if I should do it. I'm gonna let it linger for a good 10-15 minutes. Then we're gonna talk.
Okay, let's hit it after
The exchange
All-Star
rate's
talk.
going to 74 cents.
Can I talk? Oh my God, Doc! Like,
Don't
okay,
worry.
Canadian exchange rate's just fine. I'm lining something up. I got something lined
Don't
up with.
bullshit me.
Oh, man, I'm not bullshitting you, man. I got some lined up here from Canadian sellers. Okay,
Sweet, that's a
I
good
can't.
thing.
Son of
I
a
can't afford to
bitch.
fucking buy from you American guys anymore.
Now
You
I heard we just had a
lie.
bunch of crap down here. Well, again, tomorrow. You think many people are going to be wanting to bid on the Chicago jerseys from today after that shit-tastic game?
Yes, those are still gonna go crazy high. Are you kidding?
Because it says the name
don't
Chicago
sell
and
for stupid.
Blackhawks.
They'll sell for dumb.
All right,
Wait, what
so
are we talking about?
all right, let's back up to the John Scott thing, right? So we've got John Scott, and his jersey right now is what, 1,400, right? So
Yep.
there was some people upset about one of the guys trying to cash in on the John Scott thing. Well, can you blame him? I mean,
No.
I would.
No.
Like, if
I don't-
somebody's willing to
I-
pay more than I want to keep the jersey for, I'm fucking selling it, you know?
Yeah.
And just because nobody wanted to pay his price, you know, that's not a big deal. Like, he...
Oh, that Michigan shirt?
Yeah, Michigan Tech. Was it a college? Is it Michigan Tech? I don't know.
Yeah,
Was
it's a college. It's a college one. I don't remember which Michigan university it is. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, just because it's that state up north, it doesn't really matter. But
You know what else?
So he asked for.
Goddamn you so much, please.
He asked for, a large sum of money and hoping
He asked for $6,000.
five.
Five.
Oh, what a fucking mark.
You know.
I stand corrected.
Oh, my bad. It was 6,000 Canadian. So.
Aha! Oh my God, you're such a dick.
We all are, but we still love you, Marco.
Marco, why does
Northern
it sound like you're
Canadian.
in the bathroom? Jesus.
Because I am.
Oh, fuck.
Hope everything
What do you
comes
want?
out all right.
Kill two birds, one stone, man.
But yeah, I mean, he threw it out there just to see if anybody would pay it, because of big John Scott hype, because everybody wanted a piece. It was
Because he was like, let's see if I can recoup the $5,000 in losses I've made off of buying Michigan Tech gamers.
pretty much right.
Burn, motherfucker!
No, you're not supposed to say it. Someone else is supposed to say it after you say it, not yourself.
But here's the thing. I mean,
gotta call up plans.
in collecting overall, when it's, and it sounds terrible, when there's either a tragedy or somebody is going nuts in points or whatever, people are going to try and cash in with whatever they have for that player.
I would,
And
wouldn't you?
Hell yes, of course I would. But
I don't know if I would try to cash into the key to fucking $5,000 for a John Scott Michigan.
You
game.
never know. His popularity was so huge, someone else might have paid it.
Oh,
and-
God damn it.
we've seen people want to just blow stupid ass money. I mean, look at what they were paying for Connor McDavid jerseys,
Oh, Jesus.
single game jerseys, and
Eichel.
Eichel. Yep. I mean,
Oh, the Eichel was what, 39,000?
somebody's
Yeah,
gonna.
but people will still remember those guys in 10 years from now. John Scott. I love the guy. It was an awesome story. If they do make a movie out of it, maybe it will kind of be like a kind of
Rudy.
cult thing. But I don't know if anyone's gonna.
It's the hockey version of Rudy is what it comes down to.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
mean,
you guys
really,
are right.
Except this Rudy is over 6 feet 8 inches tall, not 4 feet.
And he's not.
And he
pussy.
gives people concussions. Yeah.
Yes.
And okay, are we gonna get into that? Like, does that? I like John Scott. I really do. I like the story. I like everything about it. But that guy put people in fucking hospitals.
Yes, he did, and people forgot about that when this all came up. But I mean, just most sports people or sports fans have a very short attention span. I mean, we as
Of course.
people have very short attention spans with stuff. So I mean, you forget crap that happens 2 weeks ago. Yeah, unless people are looking at his background close, they don't care. All they care is, oh, this fighter's going to be an all-star. Let's make sure he gets in.
Well, here's the thing with hockey though, is some of the nicest guys off the ice are
the fighters.
Yeah, or the fighters.
Yeah.
The superstars. Some of them. Have you ever seen the movie Goon?
Yes.
LaFlame
Oh,
is
yeah.
a
Great
fucking
movie.
dick in
Love
that
it.
movie,
Yeah.
right? And LaFlame's
Yeah.
a superstar, and that's not far from real life. A lot of
No, it's
superstars
not.
can be real big dicks.
Oh, yeah.
Some are cool, but John Scott, it seems like, went out of his way and was super cool, and he was cool about everything. And
He embraced
it.
it.
Well,
Yo,
yeah.
I was in Cuba 3 years ago, and I was super drunk. I was just at like 4 a.m. I was at a resort, and I'm like, I turn on Cuban TV, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, I just need something to prevent me from fucking puking in my sleep. And Goon was on in Cuba. Goon was on. With
They don't even have do they have an
subtitles,
ice
man.
rink in Cuba?
I don't know. I didn't even know they knew what the fuck hockey. I don't think they have a fucking ice rink there. Maybe
You never know.
Castro's really into fucking hockey.
But I mean, you take a look at the entire event, and you take the story into consideration, the fact that he actually got there, and good things happened to him while he was there and shit. And like, that's a real heartwarming story, especially after the internet goes and tries to do this really mean thing, and then we come to find out that goddamn,
Was it mean
he's a
though?
real
It was
person.
kind of mean, but did it end up being mean?
the
Mean to the NHL, maybe not mean to him. He
well,
certainly didn't take it that way.
He was a puppet though, and he
That's true.
knew it was a joke. So I
That's
mean,
very true.
the only reason he was going there is as a joke to the NHL, but he's a pawn.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it was
agree.
at his expense. But it turns
So
into
what happens
this,
if next year they vote, fans vote a whole line of enforcers or John Scott type people. What's the NHL
The
going to try to bury a whole
the
line?
NHL will never allow this fucking shit to happen ever again.
No, there's gonna be changes. I think
Oh,
after this
100%.
one, there's gonna be changes. It's
Yeah.
Gary,
they're gonna
Bettman
find some
will
way where the
handpick
fans
everybody.
don't have a vote, or
I would love
the fans
to
are
vote.
given a choice to vote. You,
You know
vote
what I
for
would love
everyone
to
but
do?
the enforcers.
I would love to vote Gary Bettman into the All-Star game
You
just
lack
to
discipline.
watch him get fucking completely paralyzed.
Well, if you look at him, at the
God.
All-Star game at the end, when he was handing John Scott the $1 million check, how pissed off he looked that he was handing it to him.
Oh, that was
a
a
beautiful moment. But I
That
mean,
was.
They have to make a movie about this, don't they?
Yeah, there's
Supposedly they're working on one.
Well, what do you expect?
I
A movie.
expect they'll make a movie, Arnold. What the fuck? Derek, would you please stop with that shit, please, for the love of God?
I think it's funny that you're the only person who's freaking out about it. It's beautiful.
It's irritating.
It's but I mean, just anybody can ask crazy money for anything, and if they get it, great. If not, then you lower the price so the market can take it. But people write crazy checks for shit in hockey all the time because if you want it bad enough, you're gonna pay for it.
Well,
See,
and this is also a moment too. Like everybody
Yes.
wants to be a part of the moment, and you just, especially with all the stuff around it, and then seeing his kids there and him interacting and his wife and just everything, it brings the whole humanity aspect into it. So everybody wants a piece of that, you know. I mean, I wanted a John Scott jersey. I wasn't gonna sacrifice my sanity to get one. But if I stumbled across one for a decent price, I'd be like, yeah, man, I'd get one.
Derek's like, I'll buy a replica, John Scott.
I mean, I think he's a
I'm
cool
old.
guy. Like all the interviews and
Knockoffs
everything.
are on the sites for $35.
So send me a link, by the way, because I've been looking for a good knockoff site. Not kidding. I will. Let's be honest here.
Can we
This is something
disconnect
should
him?
talk about. I will buy. I love buying GameWorn jerseys. I love collecting GameWorn jerseys. For this shit I'm gonna wear and get fucking hot dog stains on, I'm not gonna pay $200 for an authentic. Fuck that shit. Are you guys on the same lines or no?
Don't need a hot dog.
Oh my god! Come on now.
Do you know what's in those
Really?
things?
You're in a jersey. Of course you could be eating a hot dog.
I'm
Get it-
sure the
get a
hot dogs
cheap
in
game
Canada are the
issue.
same ones in America. You don't know what the hell's in them.
Yeah.
It's probably just moose instead of dog or pig.
Whatever. Whatever. I mean, okay. Are you guys averse to buying knockoffs,
I am.
Chinese shit, or what?
Just get a game issued one and get the nameplate changed.
Oh my god,
I'm-
really?
Yeah.
You guys
okay,
are that
well-
I'm
crazy?
I'm openly against any kind. I've bought one knockoff, and that was because I lost the bet, and I didn't want to pay $200 for a team I didn't like, and so I found a loophole in the bet where the person said, you have to buy a Detroit Red Wings jersey
Oh, fuck you.
with a player of my choosing.
That's good. You should wipe your ass with that fucking shirt.
And
Well,
so she
that's
said you have to buy Datsuk. I'm like, okay,
Dirty
I like
Red Wings
Datsuk.
shirt.
Datsuk's a really good player.
That was a good one.
And I'm looking, I was like, hey, here's one for 35. Hey, it's from China. I really don't give a shit. So I bought it and I have it. So,
You son of a bitch.
gosh damn right I
Now
am.
see that fit right
I
there.
like these. Yeah, I'm liking these more now. That's good.
Okay, now here's the thing though: is Derek suggests getting an authentic or a team issue and have it relettered? Case of the All-Star game. If you want a John Scott All-Star one, finding a game issued one, you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, it's
In certain
that's a
cases,
special
you just can't.
circumstance. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with like Wings jerseys or other things. You can find game issued ones if you want to go down that route.
Right.
But I mean, in a case of
But
like
then
the
you have to
John
get it
Scott thing-
you have to get it renumbered as well. It's
Stop
not just
whining.
Yeah.
Oh my, I'm not. Fuck off. My God. Calmness is power.
Let Doc finish what he was saying.
All
But-
right, go for it, Doug.
It's just I'm not opposed to them depending on situation, and like I like the camo jerseys. I skate in them. I'm not gonna pay a shit ton of money if I don't have to. It's for something to skate in. It'll sit in my hockey bag till I wash my gear again. But for most stuff, yeah, I can pick up a. I mean, Derek knows I found that Wings jersey was what $50.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted one.
I got a couple Wings game issues for $100. I mean, it's $100
But would you
is a
actually
real goddamn jersey.
renumber those? Would you renumber them? Because you talk about like take the nameplate off. But if you've got if you're looking for a Stevie Y jersey, that means I don't know, what did he wear? What number do
19?
you wear? Yeah, that's
19.
right.
No, it's one of those jerseys that I'm gonna roll up into Chicago at the Detroit-Chicago game wearing one of those jerseys because if it gets fucked up, which it probably will, because I don't trust these Chicago pieces of shit.
Yeah, they're dickheads.
Eric, are you there?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Detroit ones are just as shady, if not worse. So, it's all right.
But yeah.
Detroit's going to burn down faster than Chicago. We already had our fire.
Oof. Hey, we're in
Nice.
rebuild mode.
Shots fired.
But yeah, I mean, I'll wear it to things like that. But I mean, I'm not gonna go. For me personally, I'm not gonna go get it renumbered with, something that I really care about. Because when I go to wear a jersey at a game,
But you've
it
been
doesn't
like the
matter who's
biggest
on the back.
tool ever then.
It doesn't matter who's on the back to me. Nobody else knows who your players are.
Then just get a fucking replica for fuck's sakes for $35. If you give no fucks, then just buy a $35 replica. Just get the fucking it's not even a replica. Just get Chinese knockoff.
But they
Who
look
gives a
like
shit, man?
They
You-
look like
You
shit.
can find good ones, and then you just take that $150 you saved and get something. Put that. You buy 10 Chinese knockoffs, you can save $1,500, and then you can
Yeah, but
actually
then you don't get 'em-
buy a
then you
grail
don't get 'em for, like,
and
8
post a
weeks.
fucking grail and pretend it's, and not have to pretend it's a grail by being like, look, here's my fucking Surgai Bears and 2002. Fuck you, whoever says that's a grail. That's ridiculous.
All right, so good tangent, I suppose, right? No, not really.
I agree. Yeah.
So, all right, we'll keep an eye out for some knockoffs from Marco.
I don't know what that word. What does tangent mean?
It means not really on topic.
Yeah, we're all over the fucking place.
Side
Marco.
topic.
Yeah.
Go back to the auctions. Anyway.
I know what the fuck tangent mean. You guys are such dicks.
So like, there's a point on a circle where it's the only point that it meets. So the
Oh
only
my
point that it
God.
met in this is we were talking about jerseys. So it didn't even involve GameWorn, and it didn't involve the topic at hand. It was just
Oh my
fucking
God,
one
whatever.
minute point on this.
This
entire...
is the beauty of talking on rate or whatever forum this is. We can get off into these
Podcast.
tangents.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time
I know.
because you're mad at my Arnold shit.
I sometimes some of it's good.
But it's not aimed at you.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
when
right.
it's
And
not
I have a funny feeling most of it will be.
I don't have anything in here that's like I hate Canada.
Now,
That would be
okay.
perfect.
I guess trying to get back on, I'll try to get back on topic. So which kind of auctions do you prefer? Like the ones that the NHL does online, or the ones that are actually live, or like the secret ballot ones, or
It depends.
What do you-
Am I a seller? Am I a buyer?
well, I guess as a buyer.
As a buyer, I like the ones that are going to go the cheapest, which are usually the ones that are like the silent ones where you submit your top dollar, and then if it's the top dollar out of all the ones submitted, those are the ones I feel like I get my best opportunity to get a low price. But
Those are all like local teams and shit doing that shit though, right?
I believe University of Michigan does that.
Yeah, but if you get someone to bid for you, then you can put your name in the hat and everything.
See, it's different. I know the NHL, everything's either in person where you sign the piece of paper, which I think is, I don't know how a pro team would do that, knowing how many fans are actually at a
The Sharks do
event.
that.
Huh?
The Sharks Foundation does that.
Oh yeah, I know Blue Jackets used to do that, but now they've gone to a mobile system, kind of like what the Vancouver Canucks do, where they'll post it and then send you a text message, and you click on the link and it'll say these players warm up jerseys. They start at this price. Do your bidding until this time, and then
That's pretty sick.
and then it works out great. But it's like some people have been getting upset about it because it's like, well, the Blue Jackets, you had to be at the game to bid on those jerseys to win those jerseys, and now they feel like, well, Joe's, whoever's at home can bid on them even though they're not at the game, not supporting the team that way.
Oh my
Well-
God! You're supporting the team by buying the fucking jersey.
I'm not
Are you
driving
not?
2.5 hours to a
And-
Blue Jackets game.
Right. and then what has been happening is, since they've been doing online, some of the stuff has been going up higher prices than what they were
Well,
at the game.
The team's
whining.
probably like, whoa, we can't deal with these high
Yeah.
prices. We got to take this back old school. And
The
sell
Reading
them at the
Royals.
games.
You mentioned the text auction thing. The Reading Royals do that. I got on their text thing, and I usually get a text every couple of days when they posted stuff. And like the one that they posted next starts February 25th and lasts through the 28th. And you click on their text link, and then it has all these different jerseys. You bid, and it's 3 days, and then after that you win and pay. And if the certain item gets another bid, it extends the auction for 75 seconds, and then payments required at the close of the auction, or the next morning, whenever
Why
they
are
process.
people afraid of this shit? This online stuff. That's why everything's
Because they don't want to
Because-
pay more. I don't care.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They don't want someone who's say the Blues do this, and they don't want someone who's a Blues fan in Florida bidding higher than them when they live in St. Louis. It's kind of like that whole.
That's stupid.
I
Then
live-
Don't
I have
alienate
some
your
advice
fans.
for those people. I've got some serious advice for those people. Wait 2 years, and the guy that overpaid by $1,000 will be selling it on the fucking forums, and you could buy it off that guy.
Here's the
100% that's gonna happen.
The stupidest thing about the whole thing is, you have fans. Don't alienate them.
Right.
You have fans
Well,
all
it's-
over the world. There's no point in catering to just the locale because, maybe when your team is visiting wherever the fuck whoever lives, they're going to go and support your team while they're away. And it's kind of refreshing for the players and shit like that, Don't alienate your fans just because of where they live. What if I lived in St. Louis and then I had to move to, some shithole? Like, I'm still a St. Louis Blues fan. Why would you shit on me?
Right.
Like Toledo.
We'll get there.
No, I meant living in Toledo.
You're referring to Little Detroit in a negative manner right now?
Yeah.
Little Detroit will come
Hey.
and cut you.
Hey man, talk about detox.
They're one and the same, aren't they?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my god. Hey, speaking of online, can we take 2 seconds to talk about shill bidding?
Oh God.
Did you guys see the Mastro auctions shit that popped up?
Oh yeah, the article
the
that
court
dude's
stuff?
getting.
For anyone that's not aware, there was this auction house that was the name of the auction house was Mastro Auctions, and they were not only accused of shit, they were proven they were doing their own shill bidding on their site. And for those who don't know what shill bidding is, it's when the owner or proprietor of an auction house bids on the items that are for auction to artificially inflate the price to show a false sense of value. So Mastro was doing this, and then Mastro was bought out by Legendary Auctions, or not bought out, but it became Legendary Auctions. The Mastro guy is in jail for, I think, 6 or 7 years or something like that. And Legendary Auctions was accused of doing the same shit. And I know a really fucking bunch of shady ass jerseys at Legendary. That's bullshit. And that's a counter argument to what I can think of keeping it in house. And I don't know if you would call it honest, but and you guys ever concerned about shill bidding?
I think there's
Yeah.
been some accusations to some of the other auction places.
Oh, 100%.
You
That
could
shit
sell-
happens,
You
guaranteed.
could have that type of bidding on anything that's an
Yeah.
auction. You could have it on NHL. You could have it on eBay. You could have anything that's got an auction. Somebody
Here's my
going behind your
perspective.
back, just butt bidding up.
Here's my perspective, and if I ever got around to running an auction, here's how I would do it: is shill bidding wouldn't, if it was done, it wouldn't be done by the auction house. But if you
But
listed,
it was for Mastro.
no, here, like there's two types of shill bidding. All right, there's the auction house trying to pump up the value, then
Yeah.
there's the actual owner of the item trying to pump the value. And my stance on the owner of the item trying to pump the value, let them do it, because if they win, then they still have to pay that money to get their own shit back.
Right.
That would be the risk you take when shill bidding, and you have
But
to
if
pay
the
the
auction
hammer,
house does
and
it,
you have
then
to
you're
pay the
fucked.
consignment fee. Right.
Then you're really
I mean,
fucked.
honestly, as a auction house, you should list the shit and then be just so completely hands off. Like, don't even look at the stuff.
But how the fuck do you know? That's the thing. It's really behind the times. There's no regulation on this shit. There's no checking up on it or anything like that. Like, you literally, if you're running an auction house, You have to be accused of shill bidding. That actually has to go to court before you actually have to open up your records. And even then, like, you got to be the dumbest fucking idiot in the world to have a database of all your fucking shill bids.
Well, that'd be the only way to push it, because you'd have to have a record of the accounts that moved it up.
Like, Mastro
They
is
could
a
always-
bunch of fucking retards.
They could always
How
have
the
one of their
fuck-
employees make a fake account and then just have them keep bidding
Well,
it that way.
that's what they did, and they figured it out because the fake accounts were bidding on like fucking hundreds of items that they usually never won. You know, and it would go to Mastro IPs and the city, the same city. Like, but really, you got to be the dumbest piece of shit in the world to fucking ever allow yourself to be caught for that. And I'm not saying it's right. It's 100%
No, I don't
wrong.
think it's right, but
It's 100% wrong. But like, are you serious? If you're an auctionist, you're shill bidding. Like, your job is to run a fucking auction house. You don't think you can shill bid properly? Like,
actually,
oh
their
my
job
God.
is to run the bidding and then also to make money. Also, that
Their job primarily is to make money, which
So
they'll do more
when you
for
raise
shill
the
bidding.
price, if the person really wants that jersey, they're going to keep bidding on it. They're going to try to
100%.
outbid you. I mean, until they get to a certain point, but you don't know what that limit is. That's why they probably with the show building, they're like, okay,
I think they just inflate the price to begin with to like a reasonable. It's the same thing. I think it's the same thing you see with like classic auctions, like with their hot items. You know, like you look at them, you're like, why is a fucking beehive card like have fucking 13 bids on? Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a lot of fucking 1976 fucking beehive collectors, but I don't think there is. And then you're like, what the fuck?
but look at the increments. I mean, they could be bidding the minimum for the increase. So it's like, and you know, I could look at something that's like, oh, it has 7 bids, but each person's only bid $5 worth increment. Well, I'll do the same thing too. Maybe I might get that deal where it's normally a high price item. I can get it cheaper for that price.
That's true, but we're talking about we're talking about the major hockey auction houses, and those guys do not do $5 increments. It's not eBay.
Well, I know,
they're
I
doing
was-
fucking $105 increments at the very least, right?
I don't know. I've never looked at any of the auction houses for their jerseys.
Kudos to you, buddy. Stay away from that shit. I'm not like knocking it, but I mean, I've bought I think 90% of my stuff off private sellers, and it's nice to buy it off a private seller, don't you guys think? I mean, there's something nice about getting around the whole system, isn't there?
Sure, if you can find it that way. Sometimes that stuff is in private hands where they don't want to mess with anything but handing it off to an auction. Say, here, sell this for me. So it's sometimes the only way you're going to find some of the cheaper blue jerseys I've seen pop up that that either were sold through My Gray or the team are now in this auction, and that's a way to be able to pick them up. I have not ever had. Because most of the stuff I wanted went higher than what my budget was, but I'm not opposed to it if I could find the right deal. But I'm buying the lower end stuff anyway.
All right, I got a good segue for this. So I wrote my article about how I'm not collecting my local team, right? And I rattle off a bunch of reasons. And so, Marco, you like buying from a private seller, right? But
100%.
a seller normally would want to get the most for the most money for their item, right? Hands out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no arguing that. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just take the best offer on these because I decided I was going to get rid of the team's jerseys because I didn't want to be tempted to go back to collecting. I wanted to be done, wash my hands of it, and that's that. So I'm like, I know I'm going to get rid of these, so I'll just take the best offer on them. And people were fucking blowing me up because I just wanted to get the most for what I had. And that was bad and terrible of me, and I'm such an evil person. And they were flipping a shit because I didn't want to post a price, and I was just like, whoever wanted to pay the most can get it.
Okay, you
And that's
didn't
so fucking
post
terrible.
a price though at all. You never posted a price.
No, I said the best offer will take it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't have a problem with that, to be quite honest with you. I thought you posted prices and then you biatched out. And you're like, okay, fuck the price I just posted. Like, I'm getting
No, it was-
offers on.
Pretty much very vague. It's just like, I'm putting these up, make me an offer.
Yeah.
Oh, then I don't have a problem with that. That's fine.
I was like, best offer by this such and such a time, and honestly,
that's fine. I don't know why anyone would be all uppity on you.
It created
for that
so
shit.
much
Because
fucking
they want to
drama.
get that jersey for like dirt cheap and want you to lose out, but they want to make it look like they got to steal. That's pretty much what these people get pissy about.
Can I tell you something? This is why, Derek, you need to open up your own GameWorn.us so you can get all this hype and so you can shill bid your own shit. That's what's going to fucking happen. I'll shill bid for you. You give me a cut. 5%. That's it.
But in the exchange rate, it'll be 3.75.
Oh my, whatever. No, actually, it'll be like 6.75 for me. So I'll end up, That's right. 'Cause in U.S. funds, motherfucker. Ha ha, Doc. You think of it that way.
There you go.
That's right. That works out my favor this time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It created so much drama around this, and I had such a headache because all I wanted to do was get rid of these damn jerseys that I was like, fuck it, I'll just put a price on it and then say, or best offer. And finally,
jersey auctions and people trying to sell this stuff always makes people pissy because they feel like they should get it cheaper for what you paid for. And then they'll turn around and then they'll try to sell it more. They'll actually, there's some that actually want it cheaper because they actually just want the player. And it's maddening because we kind of, from what I heard, the Monsters had their jersey auction last night. They all wore the old Cleveland Barons NHL team jersey, which actually it was a really nice looking jersey where the numbers are in the state of Ohio. And people are like, someone paid $900 for an AHL jersey for this player, and that's just, I wouldn't pay that much for that. I live paycheck to paycheck. I work hard for my money. It shouldn't go for that much. They should set a limit for how many you buy for each auction. It's like, save your money. And these jerseys are coming up. Every year, every season. This team does this many jerseys around this much. And they give you the dates of when they're doing it. Save your money and go for that jersey.
The problem is people want things, and they think when they want something that they deserve it. All right,
they're entitled to it.
I'm
yes.
sorry that you don't
Welcome to our entire fucking nation.
I'm sorry that you don't make enough money.
I'm entitled to a Brian Leach jersey, Grant Fuhrer, and Ron Francis.
So if you don't make enough
and
money,
I'll pay more than $50 a piece.
If you don't make enough money to bid in these auctions,
much more, but yeah.
Then maybe there's some other things aside from getting a game-worn jersey that you should be focusing on if you don't have the money to bid in these auctions.
Oh my God, that's such a Derek, why are you going to say that? Why of all things would you say that? There are other things you'd be focusing. Come on, man.
For real, like if
we're all degenerate fucking game-worn addicts for fuck's sake. We're on a fucking radio show about this shit. Come on. You're bringing down your listeners, man. Enable them. They're game-worn crackheads.
I'm enabling people to do better for themselves. So if I was living paycheck to paycheck, I wouldn't be focused on getting something that I wanted. I would be focusing on getting my family what they need.
Yeah, okay. Oh my God, I have so many counter arguments to this, it's not even funny. First of all, paycheck to paycheck, fine. You're talking if you have a family. I don't have a family, man. I got me and my girlfriend. That's it. And, I want to make sure I've people run the Cokes on the weekend. That's it, though. So, for me, my family is game-worn jerseys. Secondly, paycheck to paycheck is subjective, Derek, because I make a good wage where I don't have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. But guess what, man? If my $8,000 Grail comes up, and I buy that shit, I am living paycheck to paycheck. And a lot of people make that sacrifice. So don't give me a thing about, like, paycheck to paycheck. Especially with the news that me and you have planned to release in a few minutes. And you're bringing this stuff on?
You're bringing me into this? I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever.
This
Okay.
news.
Okay.
For what? Okay. I have a big... Me and Derek have a big surprise that we've been waiting for a long time.
I knew you two were dating.
To release on the radio show, and now you're pretending like you don't even know what it is.
Marco tells me to get a drum roll queued up, and I don't even know what he's talking about. I'm just putting it out there.
Do you have the drum roll queued up, by the way?
I do have the drum roll queued up.
All right, let's get this going. All right, some huge news. Without further ado, myself and Derek have been commiserating
Oh, Jesus,
on
just say it.
on what we can do to greater market ourselves and combat GameWorn.net and grow GameWorn.us. Give me the drum roll one more time.
Okay.
Come on, William Shatner.
We
just
are
say the
releasing-
fucking thing.
We are releasing GameWorn.us and following the 10 p.m. radio show, GameWorn Radio. What do you guys think?
What?
I'm fucking confused, and I haven't even been drinking.
This is a website that is dedicated to game-worn jerseys of gay NHLers.
What the fuck did I do wrong?
God.
So what is there's like what, maybe one jersey?
There's none.
Yeah.
I researched it. So right away, like I bought the domain and I'm like, this was a horrible idea. But we could collect funds for current hockey players and kind of try to turn them gay so that we could collect their jerseys and release them on GameWorn.us.
So basically, Marco's gonna go around. He's gonna open his butthole to try and recruit these players to
I
join.
definitely am. I mean, I can make a lot of money off this. This is a niche market, guys. Gay-worn jerseys. Everyone looks at game-worn jerseys, but not both. Why not both? Gay game-worn jerseys.
They're fabulous.
I can't believe I gave you a drum roll for that.
Yeah.
What? This is a
Okay.
this is a good idea.
This is way off topic.
He's hating on my Arnold shit, right? And then he goes and pulls out this shit.
This
Give me a
is
break.
good. This is natural.
Leave it to a Canadian to come up with this shit.
This is a good idea. This is the shit that our country needs to do to bring us back.
Yes, your country. Your country.
You guys don't think it's a good idea? GameWorn.net. It's an amazing idea.
So
Anyway,
let's get back to what.
Can we get back on topic?
Oh my God! You guys are homophobes. You guys don't want it. You guys don't want to talk about gay NHLers or anything.
Pete said everybody's gonna wear the number 69.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway,
Is that taken?
the reason why I decided to write that article and get rid of stuff is because I kind of got tired of the lottery system of how we're gonna sell our jerseys today. You know, they used to sell them in the store, which was cool. You walk in the store, you pick up a jersey, you buy it. You know, and then they'd have live auctions for the special ones. Well, now we're gonna throw some into online auctions, and now we're gonna raffle some off. And so you're like, if I want this specific jersey, how do I get it? Like there was one where they even split all the different ways that they were getting rid of them. So one of the specialty jerseys was sold through a raffle, through a live auction, and through an online auction. So they split the set of jerseys into 3 different ways you could buy specific players. And I was so frustrated with it, so I was like, wash my hands of it. And then I go and try to sell off my jerseys, and all that drama happened. So I was like, and I had some like old school jerseys, like 80s shit of my local team. I was like, you know what, dude? Fuck my locality. I'm getting rid of all my Toledo shit, right? So I've been hawking everything. I'm done with Toledo because I can't deal with like just the drama that surrounds it, like people.
Yeah, but
being entitled to shit.
you've got the older shit when they weren't doing that. Like a team can do anything. Are you gonna knock the Detroit Red Wings if they start doing that stuff and sell off your like Zetterberg or something?
No. It's like this. I got rid of the walleye ones because I didn't like the way the team was selling the jerseys. I got rid of the older ones that weren't walleye ones that were just from my locality because I can't stand the people around here.
Yeah, but you know what? That's letting the I don't know. Let
them win.
Let the one apple spoil the bunch or whatever the fuck they say. It's the same thing. I mean, like you can't just let like one group or one person kind of spoil the whole thing for you. It's supposed to be your thing.
For me,
it's supposed to be your collection.
I can get enjoyment in other areas, such as like exactly the Toledo Red Wings or Detroit Red Wings, right?
Toledo Red
When
did these assholes move?
No, I can get enjoyment out of collecting my Red Wings still, so I'm gonna do that. And if I shut the door on, Toledo stuff in general, I don't have to see it here and there. I don't have to be tempted to buy it. I know I'm not gonna get any more of that shit, so I'm kind of done with it, and I can focus on other areas that are in my opinion, for me, less stressful, because that's the
I
last thing I
agree.
need is more stress in my life. I don't want to have to deal with people's bullshit and whiny asses, and you should have sold it to me for less than this, and
Okay,
it's
Derek,
not
I
fair that
agree
they
with
do
you.
this, and even after the fact, like tonight they auctioned or raffled off a bunch of jerseys, and people are throwing a fit about the raffle because the people that win auctions all the time won the raffle.
Okay,
If they
I
bought a
agree
bunch
with
of
you from
fucking tickets, so what?
from a personal standpoint, Derek. I agree with you. But what if this was like the Detroit Red Wings? Are you honestly going to say you're going to get rid of all your Red Wings? You're not going to do that shit. Come on.
Well, I kind of
I wouldn't.
I hold my Red Wings a little bit more dear to my heart than
Well, there you go. So we can agree that we're willing to take a stance on some things, but like other things, like literally, fucking Lou Lamoriello could walk in front of the ACC and take a shit on Doug Gilmour's fucking jersey. I would still buy GameWorn.us stuff. I would. I don't give a shit.
Well, think
it'd
about
be
people
shit
who used to be part of my gray. Some of the teams like left,
Right, exactly.
Colorado used to be my gray. All their jerseys went there. Even their training camp jerseys went there in preseason. Well, Colorado said, no, we're kind of done with you. And now they do the NHL auction jerseys, and it's only certain players that they put up for the auction for certain sets. And it's like, when's if someone liked someone from the preseason, but they want their jersey from the preseason, they don't have it. Some people like just the player instead of just the team. And I think, when you go from, oh, I can get this jersey, I have a set price for it, and then they go and bring it to like an online auction. It's like, oh, I want this for this price. This is how much it normally is. Well, now it's like $500 instead of $300. It's like.
Well, another example is the Blues and the company in Florida. When the Blues were selling them,
oh Christ,
the guys were some of the guys were $300. When the Florida team got them, they were $750 for the guy that the Blues were selling for $300. And they've sat on them, and then they've started taking offers on them. But still, I mean, sometimes my grade was good when they had the Blues because I could call up Barry and say, hey, I want to reserve this. I knew I could get it easily. It didn't take a lot of work. When the Blues were doing them, and they kind of sort of seem to still be doing them, they'd randomly show up in the store unless you fucking called every day or had an in. You didn't know when they showed up. And then the Florida company just jack the price to the roof.
If you're not letting the market set the price, you have to be responsive to the market. So if you're selling
that's so
you have
hypocritical for what you're saying, though. So, because now you're like, and Derek, I get it from like a boycott perspective, where you're like, fuck these guys. I'm just gonna sell all my shit. I completely get it from that perspective, but why allow the new like 23-year-old marketing fucking guy that wears like skinny jeans and is like, we're gonna sell twice as many jerseys in this manner to like affect your current collection? Like fuck that guy. Who gives a shit?
Well, for me, I don't need that. Like that's kind of like a secondary split off of what I was collecting.
So okay, see, there you go. See, I get it.
It's like a branch. So I just cut the branch off. I still got the trunk.
It's a semi-boycott. You admit it is a semi-boycott.
Well, it's a complete boycott on
it's not,
locale.
though, because if it was wings, you wouldn't do that shit. I wouldn't.
Well, I'm not boycotting the wings. I'm boycotting my current locale.
Well, and the pricing, but you know what? On the pricing side of it, if you want to say, you know what, give me offers, fine. Because, I mean, in some settings, I mean, in some of these Facebook groups, it's like you have to have a price. And then they get pissy if you say, or best offer. But it's like, you know what? If people want to pay $850 for this player, but others only think he's worth $4, so what? Let that person write a check.
Well, here's the other side to that.
If you make money off of it, who gives a shit?
I have to have a price. You're not telling me what my price has to be, so I want $1 million or best offer.
But then you know what? Then I see I shouldn't do this. I routinely call out people for charging way too much for their jerseys on Facebook. It was the worst thing to do because then I look like an ass. There's no way I can look good. But come on, like I'm not even talking about it, to be quite honest, because I'm gonna look like more of a jerk. But I routinely, like, someone asked like $4,000 for like a, I don't know. I always bring fucking Sir Guy Bearson. So Sir Guy Bearson jersey, right? Like, but like, does that person not deserve to at least be, called out in the little bit, like just to say like, dude, like, are you fucking serious?
It depends on context, man. I mean, that person may have well posted that jersey with that price because they only want to take offers and they don't want people shitting on them because they don't have a price.
Well, then I guess say that, but then I have a problem with that too, because this happens in the Leaf circle all the time. There's these Leafs collectors waste so much money, and they'll do is they'll post a whole shit ton of jerseys for crazy, like triple what they're supposed to be worth, triple like the last sale value, and they've got like fucking 30 of these things. And I'm not talking about RPAD, by the way. RPAD is a good seller. But nonetheless, it happens, and you kind of roll your eyes at these people because you're like, are you fucking serious, man?
Here's my
you're not
question.
even selling this shit.
Here's my
You're
question.
not even selling it.
Do they have the words or best offer included into the listing?
No, but is that like $100,000 or best offer? Like, are you serious? Like, there is some level of ridiculousness to this, isn't there?
The problem is people are gonna get mad about something anyway.
You're right.
Your price is realistic, and I don't want to pay that price, so I'm mad because your price is realistic. Or
100%.
your price is more than I think it should be, and that's bullshit, even though I'm not even fucking interested in the thing that you're selling, and I have no say in any of this whatsoever. But I'm going to put my 2 fucking cents in anyway. Or
100%.
You didn't post a price, so now I'm pissed because you didn't post a price. Not that I really care about buying this fucking thing, but you didn't post a price.
Derek, you're 100%, and this is the conundrum. As a seller, there's 3 ways you get fucked. 1, you list your jersey for like way lower than it should be sold for, and then it sells in 2 seconds, and everyone's like, wow, great price, that's a great jersey, and it sells in 2 seconds, and then you're like, you're a fucking idiot because you could have got $1,000 more.
Hold on that one, because then I'm the guy who sees it on the 3rd second instead of the 2nd second, and I should have bought that jersey, but I didn't see it 1 second past that other fucker, and I'm like, motherfucker, I should have bought that, but I couldn't because motherfucker.
That's right. That's right.
Or you see it listed 2 weeks later after you sold it for 3 times what you sold it for.
That's right. That's super mega fucked. That's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is you go the complete opposite route and you post a jersey at John Scott for $6,000, and everyone says the opposite. They're like, "Oh my god, you're the biggest fucking retard in the world. Why would you listen?" And by the way, I'm usually one of those people that says that shit, and I shouldn't say that, but I do. I can't fucking help it. That's scenario number 2. So you're a villain again. You're like you're not a villain. The first time you're not a villain, but it doesn't matter because you're still getting fucking screwed. Because either A, you get screwed because you sell it for too little, or B, you list it for too high and people think you're an asshole, or C, which we're going to call the Derek Whittaker scenario, is you hold your own public auction and people think you're an asshole anyways.
When
so
you're
how
a
do
seller,
you win?
there is no winning because everybody thinks they're fucking entitled to shit. There is no fucking winning, so you have to take the less of all the evils, which you got to figure out on your own. You really do, because somebody's going to come down on you for it. One way or another, somebody's going to come down on you for it, because that's the fucking society that we're in, where everybody's entitled to an opinion, they're entitled to give it to you, and you better fucking listen to them, because they're right and you're wrong, and it doesn't fucking matter.
Thank you. I appreciate that, you saying that about me. Well, I really think that you're on something here, Derek. Thank you.
Kind of going back to what Marco's saying, when My Gray last year had the whole, $199, I think $129 and $199 jerseys, like the massive sale they were having, like randomly for a couple days. All of a sudden these jerseys get bought. I was one who bought one. Then I started thinking, I was like, I kind of just bought this on the whim because it was 100. I'm just gonna try to sell it because it doesn't fit into what I want. And I can't tell you how much it took me to sell that, because someone would comment, "Oh, did you buy that from the the My Gray? That's one of the ones from the My Gray $100 sale. Why don't you give it to me for $100?" No, that's not what I'm offering, because it's now not $100. If you go back, My Gray's offering the same player for this X amount of dollars. Mine is less than that. So
here's what it comes down to: is this is the price that I want. Do you want to pay that? You don't? Then you don't want this jersey, and I'll keep it because I don't want to get rid of it unless it's for this price.
I think that it honestly comes down to tact. I think that as a buyer and a seller, you have to have tact. You have to keep the other person's, it sounds ridiculous, but feelings in mind, and you have to go about it in a politically correct manner. Like, for example,
here's the thing, though, is when it comes down to that, it doesn't matter what tact you use. There's always going to be somebody that gets mad at the
Well,
attack
then,
that
you know
you
what,
used
but
because
if you're-
they
if
wanted
you're-
that jersey cheaper than what you're willing to offer it, and that
Whatever,
makes you
then-
an asshole. And I'm gonna comment on that because
then
fuck
that person's
you
a
guy on the
fucking
internet.
idiot. No, that person's an idiot because there's been tons of times where I've said, listen, your jerseys for what I am willing to spend more than I'm willing to spend. I'll say, listen, please give me a shout should this jersey go around this price range. Should you ever decide to sell it for this, right? And many times, you know, after, you know, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, I'll hear back from that person. I'll be like, you know what, listen, I'm willing to sell it for this at this price point now. And then we'll start a dialogue. So why would you ever want to come at it from and tell the person they're a fucking asshole for listening? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
unless it's a Penguins jersey and you don't really give a shit, and then by all means do what I do and just completely bash the fucking person on social media, and then everyone will call you a fucking asshole.
Well, how many people do that? I'm not interested in this jersey, but I'm gonna throw my 2 fucking cents in because I'm fucking sweet and fuck you.
You just basically told me to go fuck myself.
I did.
Because I just did that like 2 days ago.
I know.
But I shouldn't do that. You're right. I shouldn't do that shit. You're right.
Because it makes you look like a prick in the fucking hobby altogether.
I know.
And then there's
I
some
know.
people that are just gonna be like, "Oh, is that the fucking prick that just comments on fucking anything, even if he doesn't like it?"
They are.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, it could be a fucking Penguins jersey at a really good price, but he doesn't like the Penguins, so he said, "Fuck that shit. That guy's a
You're
prick,
right,
so I'm never gonna
100%.
deal with him."
100%.
So
you're
I mean,
actually hurting your brand by having me on this radio show. I can guarantee you that right now.
No, I like having you because then we can rip on you about being Canadian.
Oh my god, you're such a fucking asshole.
I guess really what this whole thing comes down to, you can ask whatever the fuck you want. Somebody may pay, somebody may not pay. Yes, people can bitch, my god, that price is too high. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you want it at that price, set it there. You may realize a month or not, you know what? That's too high. I really want to sell it. So you drop it to a reasonable level, and somebody might snag it.
Can I give an example, please? Can I give an example? What would you guys pay for the first GameWorn jersey?
Here's the
very
golden
first
rule.
one.
Here's the golden rule about this hobby, right?
Derek, you're so politically. You're not even gonna touch that, will you? Will you even touch that? What would you pay for the first GameWorn jersey?
As Marco's touching himself, but okay.
Yes.
It
The
got
very
too,
first one.
It got too Deadpool in here. All right.
Oh my
So the golden rule you need to keep in mind, and everybody should keep this in their mind because this is what I've learned over my time here, is you never fucking burn a bridge unless it's absolutely necessary. So by you going out there and throwing dirt on people, that's, in my opinion, essentially burning a bridge. And you never burn a bridge. If you're not interested in something, just shut up. Or if you think, in my opinion, if you think a price is too high, let it go. Especially if you're not even interested in it. You know, if it's not your scope, maybe you don't even fucking know. Like, you would throw out, you know, a Toronto player from the 40s and be like, this is a $10,000 jersey. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
You're right, and it comes like I regret it almost instantly when I post. But some things, it seems so blatantly obvious that you have to say, like, you know, why are you posting it like that? And it might be ignorance. It
very
might
well
be,
could
and
be.
it I know, and you look like a schmuck, and I probably do sometimes.
You could, if you're really that butthurt about something, you could private message the person and be like, hey, I just wanted to, you know, set the record straight and see what the story is on this. And
But
why
there's
it's the
no
price.
fun in that. Isn't social media supposed to be fun? It's supposed to be fun, argumentative, and this person thinks you're a dick, and this person thinks you're a nice guy.
Right,
That's
but
the way I look at it.
That's great for social media in general, but our hobby is not built for social media, man. I don't know how many times I got to tell everybody our platform for this hobby should not be on social media.
You're right. You're right because it only serves to hurt collectors' reputations when they branch out in that respect. It really does.
So-
I might have burned a few bridges.
You know, and I get people coming up to me all the time like, your website is great, but you shouldn't be talking to this person, or you like this person's status or whatever. And, you know, we had that one conversation about whoever, and I'm like, I don't have any experience with that person, so I can't say yes or no. I mean, I can look out and check for things if I ever have that experience, but it's like, for me, I don't cut bridges based on what other people say. I have to do it based on my own personal. But if you
No,
want to
but
come
you're
to me
wrong,
and advise
Derek.
me,
You're
if you
wrong,
want to
because
advise me,
by-
then it gives me
No.
something to look for.
But by saying that you're supporting someone, you can burn a bridge. Right? If you support the biggest shyster in the fucking industry, then you burn my bridge, 100%. I don't want to fucking deal with you're affiliated with that guy.
It's a dichotomy, though. Like
It
it's
is. Well, it is, of course.
You're gonna get mad at me. They're gonna get mad at me. It splits it down the middle, and it's like, all right, if you work with these people, then these people hate you. If you work with these people hate you. And it's just like, why can't we all just, all right, if you want to work with them, that's cool. You do your thing, and then when you come back over here, then we'll do our thing.
Honestly, it comes down to business. Do they have the jersey you want? What are you going to pay? That's all it's about, man. All people really care about, the relationships and building friendships and all this stuff. At the end of the day, collectors are selfish and they want their shit, and that's what it's about. 100%.
I don't know. Me and Dan had a situation.
No, yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. You've been searching for a jersey for 20 fucking years. Do you think you care about anything else? You want that fucking jersey.
Dan's wanted this jersey that was one of my Toledo jerseys that I was selling, and I told him what I thought I could get for the jersey, and it wasn't anywhere near that what he would pay. And for a moment, he kind of got mad at me because I wasn't trying to give him like the greatest deal. But in the end, he understood. I'm trying to sell these jerseys, recoup money, and sell them for what they're valued at. And I think we kind of came to an understanding on it. Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. It's your jersey, and you can sell for. And I think Migrate oversells their jerseys. And then Jason just said it. If you want to pay for the jersey, that's your business. And then I think Tom said earlier, have some respect for the person. If you don't like the price of the jersey, at least have a conversation. Okay, I can do this. And I made an offer to Derek and said, this is what I can do, and this is what I'm willing to do. Somebody else came in. The person that got the jersey overpaid for the jersey. No doubt he overpaid.
Just wait.
You know what? And just wait. Because Derek's right. He already said it. If that team goes in the crapper, the jerseys are going to start hitting the market again.
Oh, but okay.
I want the jersey for the player, not for the team, for the player. And it'll come around again. So,
that's right. But give me a break, though. You are friends with Derek. Derek sold the other guy the jersey. Do you know who that jersey went to?
Yes.
Aha, my friend.
He knows of him, doesn't
know him.
I know. Yeah, I know
it's
of
all
him.
About networking and knowing where the fucking jersey is. That's half of the fucking battle.
The last thing I said to Derek was, I said, I'm not ruining a friendship over a fucking jersey.
100%. You know why you wouldn't do that? Logically, no. It's not worth it for networking purposes. I love Derek. I love all you guys. And listen, I would never throw you guys under the bus for any fucking jersey in the world. But still, at the end of the day, for people you don't know, it's about networking and it's about being a nice guy, which is the opposite of what I am usually, and about maintaining relationships and about people knowing that's the guy to call when you need that jersey or when you got something or when you know someone's got that.
But if you don't have some respect for the other collectors,
100%.
then the hobby's just going to get ruined.
100%. I agree with you 100%.
The jerseys go in a big circle. I don't use the word grail. You don't like the word grail. Some people like the word grail.
Tag Marco if you hear it.
Love the word grail.
But
tag him.
There's more jerseys out there, not grails. So they go in a big circle. So why?
No,
if you want to call
Dan,
it
you're 100% correct, and I think that's what it comes down to, man. It's all about networking because they do go in a big circle and they resurface, and it's all about keeping connections. I agree with you.
And like we were saying with the two circles where these people want to work together, but not with these other people, the jerseys are going to float one way or another. They're going to get there. So why would you limit your market? You shouldn't limit your market. If you don't like somebody, that's cool. Don't like them by yourself, but you can still have that open line. Like there's people that I won't deal with. I won't because I just don't like their tactics. But I don't block them on shit. I don't talk trash about them. Somebody who asked me once might know who I'm talking about, but most of you don't know the people that I wouldn't deal with, because for me, it's not worth me looking bad trying to trash them. I'm not saying everybody has to follow this rule. I'm just don't burn bridges, you know.
I wish
down
we had
to
more time
30
because
seconds.
you're right, and I think that there's a big difference between trashing someone and just saying that that jersey is way overpriced, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
But I agree
It
with you
comes down.
100%.
There's advice and looking out for somebody.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for our show. We'll definitely continue some of these topics, except for the GameWorn jerseys, in a future episode.
GameWorn.net, GameWorn.us, GameWorn Radio.
No,
Throwing it out there.
not at
Reppin'.
all. All right, everybody have
You're
a
a
good night.
homophobe.
How many people want to kick some ass?